3rd, 2018 Board of Education with a moment of silence and Pledge of Allegiance, please. Thank you. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have front row seats up here if anybody would like to join us instead of standing up. Item 2 on our agenda is items of interest, recognition, and inquiry. Board members, do we have anything?
I do.
All right.
All right. I have 3. The first one is regarding the annual community dinner for the Marine City Scholarship Foundation, and that will be held on Monday, May 7th at the middle school cafeteria. Everyone is invited. It's a free meal, and if you're interested in going, you just need to call McBride and Malley if you'd like to support that fundraiser. The other 2 that I have is Marine City Drama will be putting on Cinderella the first weekend in May, and I strongly suggest that everybody come out and support Marine City Arts. And then the last one is, I know that Teacher Appreciation Day or week or however we used to draw it out is coming up, and I just wanted to say thank you to all the teachers and staff and everyone that makes us a great school district, so thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Anyone else? Administration.
Yes, I wanted to take a moment to thank all of the parents, community members, staff, and administrators who lend their time and talents to being on our strategic planning committees. We have 4 of them, and they meet about every 2 weeks. And on our parent committees, I know that everyone has busy schedules, and I appreciate them taking the time to help us guide our pathway as we move forward. And just a reminder that all of the Strategic Planning Committee meetings, dates are posted on our website along with the most recent notes from our meetings. So if you're interested in what's happening, please take time to read those notes or join us if your schedule allows. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Our next item is number 3, special recognition, our Winter Athletic Awards. And we'll start with Mr. David Maru and then Mr. Sandy Rutledge.
Good evening, President Buers, Superintendent Sibula, members of the East China Board of Education. Again, my name is Dave Maru, and I am the Assistant Principal Athletic Director of Marine City High School. It is my privilege to recognize this winter's athletes. To start, we'd like to first honor our MAC Blue Sportsmanship Award to our Varsity Boys Bowling. As well as, I just received this information today, our girls basketball team received an honorable mention for All-State Academic as a team. The team overall GPA was 3.56. So that was a fantastic accomplishment. I know Coach Austin was extremely excited. The girls worked really hard both on the court and in the classroom. So he wanted to make sure that I added that to today's presentation. The next one is also a point of pride, which came about after the fall season, but many of you probably have heard that Ron Glodich was inducted to the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame. He's the 3rd member of our extremely successful and proud football program at Marine City. Ron has been inducted, or has been coaching member of the program since 1987. Ron has led the Mariners to their 2013 state championship and additionally has earned many regional, MAC, state, and other coaching awards during his tenure at Marine City High School. So congratulations to Ron Glodich. And now for our individual sports awards. For our varsity boys bowling, we had Randy Carnahan, all conference, all state, 3rd team, MAC all academic. For our girls varsity bowling, we had Natalie Haas, all conference, all state 2nd team, MAC all academic, all state academic. Next, we have Nicole Kriesel, All-Conference, All-State Second Team, and MAC All-Academic. We'd also like to take this opportunity to congratulate our bowling coach, Terry Crampton, for being the MAC Blue Coach of the Year. Moving on to our varsity boys basketball. We had Angelo Patsalis, all conference. We also had Will Patsalis, all conference, and MAC all academic. Moving on to our varsity girls basketball, we had Morgan McConnell, all conference, MAC all academic, Detroit Free Press all state honorable mention. We also had Stephanie Abraham, all conference, all MAC Gold first team, MAC Gold MVP, MAC all academics, school records for most career points, 1,133, and most points in a game at 34. She also received the Detroit Free Press honorable mention, as well as just today announced the BCAM Team First Award. Congratulations. Moving on to our powerlifting. Michaela Adkin, state qualifier. Nick Barunda, all-state. Cassie Brown, all-state, all-academic. And Logan Brinley, regional champion. Next, we have our varsity boys swim and dive. We have Ian Blackstock, state qualifier, MISCA qualifier, school record, 11 dives at 364.75, 6 dives at 248.30. We also have Bradley Meyer. Bradley was a state qualifier, MISCA qualifier, school record medley relay team in freestyle, and MAC all academic. Next, we have Luke Pettinger, MAC MVP, state qualifier, MISCA qualifier, school records in the 200 freestyle, in the 100 butterfly, in the 500 freestyle, in the 200 individual medley, and in the medley relay team. Next, we have Zach Pettinger, state qualifier, MISCA qualifier, school record in the medley relay team. Next, we have Justin Wiseman, state qualifier, MISCA qualifier, school record 100 breaststroke, medley team relay breaststroke, and MAC all academic. And if our students could please stay standing, we are going to transition into St. Clair's awards.
Thank you, Mr. Maru. And now for the winter athletes from St. Clair. Starting with our varsity boys basketball team. They were MAC Gold Division champs. They were district champions. Coach Sean Sherrill was MAC Gold Division Coach of the Year, and he was also the BCAM Regional Coach of the Year. Our varsity girls basketball team was the MAC Silver Division champion, going undefeated. They were the silver and bronze tournament champions, and Coach Mike Boulard was the MAC Silver Coach of the Year. The varsity boys swim and dive team, they were MAC Blue Division second place. They were second place in the district. Coach Marcus Krantz was the MAC Blue Division Coach of the Year. Varsity boys wrestling, with Team Academic All-State Honors. Our individual awards in basketball, Ben Davidson, Varsity Boys Basketball, All-Conference, MAC MVP for the third year. He was All-State third team, and he's All-Academic. Ben is also signed to play basketball at Fair State next year, which was the Division II national champion. Mario Matson, Varsity Boys Basketball, All-Conference, All-Academic. Juliana Cataldo, Varsity Girls Basketball, All-Conference, All-Academic. Mia Jansen, Varsity Girls Basketball, All-Conference, All-Academic. Josh Witter. This one looks a little unusual. Josh is a varsity boys hockey player, and he was all-conference. He was the MVP of the team, which ironically makes him the Big Red Player of the Year because we have a unified hockey team where both the Marine City, St. Clair kids can play on the Port Huron High hockey team. So Josh played on the Port Huron team, as you can see, was the goalie and had a great season for them. He was also all-academic. Now for powerlifting. Emily Lanin, powerlifting state championship 10th place and all-academic. Molly Likens, powerlifting state championship 2nd place, 3-time state bench press record holder at 215 pounds, and was also all-academic. Dion Turner, powerlifting state champion in his weight class with lifts of squats of 445 pounds, bench of 285 pounds, and a deadlift of 460 pounds. Dion was also all-academic. And to swimming, Matthew Aragoni. He was a state qualifier. He was the Marysville pool record setter in the 200 medley relay, and he was all-academic. The Marysville pool is where we have our league championship meet and also our county meet, so that's why that's significant. Cannon Brooks, varsity boys swim, all conference. He was a state qualifier, St. Clair High School record setter in the 200 and 500 freestyle, the Marysville pool record setter in the 200 medley relay and the 500 freestyle. Cannon was also all academic. Jared Faulkner. Jared was one of our divers, all conference, was a state qualifier. Spencer Hack. Swimming, state qualifier, Marysville pool record setter in the 200 medley relay, all academic. Ryan Johnson. All conference. He was a state qualifier. He was all academic. Max Likens, varsity boys swim and dive, state qualifier, all academic. Caden Proctor, all conference, state qualifier, Marysville pool record holder in the 200 medley relay, and all academic. Brad Vander Kerkhoff was a state qualifier and all academic. On to wrestling, Cam Haslam, all conference, the MAC Blue Gold and Silver champion in that meet, all county third team with a season record of 36-7. Hunter Hill, all conference, and the MAC Blue Gold Silver runner-up. It was all county third team, season record of 26-11, and a career record of 64-42. Also all academic. And Jared St. James, all conference, MAC Blue Gold Silver was the runner-up. He was all county third team. Season record of 40-11, a career record of 114-56. He was the St. Clair High School MVP and Century Club. He was also the state qualifier, all academic and academic all-state. Derek White, all conference, the MAC Blue Gold Silver runner-up. Season record of 26-11. Career record 64-42. And this award was from the fall, but we did not find out until after we had done our presentation that Coach Dave Klutz was the state coach of the year for last fall in boys tennis. And the last award, Troy Distelrath. Troy is a senior at St. Clair High School. He was the MHSA Scholar Athlete 2018 Class B Scholarship winner, which I believe is the first time that an East China student has won that award. Congratulations to all of you. So now we'd like to get a great picture. If you could kind of squeeze into the middle.
Squeeze in next to somebody you don't know.
Mr. Headley will direct you.
How far back I need to go? One more. 10 more, that's it. No. You're good. Congratulations, everyone.
It took me a few minutes. My brain is fried. I just Renewals today.
Get it right. Gosh darn it.
Got some.
So many challenges.
See, there you go.
And so a lot of those seniors, I know where they're headed next year.
Yeah, I got back last week.
Unbelievable.
Did you get my text?
Yeah, the futures they have. Wow.
Possibly. They just have a book. Because my volume
Yeah, I don't
is
either.
I don't hear it go off. I know. I turn it on at work and then turn it on.
Yep. They do
What is it?
such good stuff.
What are you gonna give us the bad news?
Side.
That funding is only $50 instead of the largest increase ever. Okay, however,
what, there's always.
There's always a catch.
Yep. Yep. And you can't
So
say.
far,
All right, folks.
I have not
Hurry
seen
on
any
out.
large catches of education.
I know. Get on with our meeting here.
Wednesday. So,
So then, how long will it take before it's official?
probably next month. Budgets will be done. Yeah, budgets will be done early. Oh, can't wait. You want to get out.
Yeah. I'm surprised that. Faster.
I mean, it already goes faster.
All right.
Just because we know it's controlled.
I can wait.
Yeah, you need
Or
to.
There's not like the fights that there used to be when Randall was coming.
Well, we can have a budget.
Yeah, I think you have to be up against October 1 deadline because
is this where we say you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here? Is that right?
Next
Superintendent-
item on our agenda is the academic spotlight, Eddie Elementary. Find the fun in learning. Mr. Rick Carlson, principal.
Thank you, President Bewer, Superintendent Sabula, members of the board. Thank you for having me here tonight. On your mark, get set. So right now, you may not know it, but your mind is in a really great place for learning. It's called an anticipatory set. When you have it on your mark, get set, there's a bunch of physiological things that happens in your body that are priming your brain in a fight or flight type of situation.
Really?
So one of the things that we do to kind of get kids engaged in that learning process, because your brain is like a sponge and ready to soak things up. Tonight, I want to show you two sides of a coin. The second side is a great one. It's real easy to look at kids having fun, doing fun activities. We can make believe in our head that, oh, look at it's Candyland, all the kids play and they share and they giggle and they laugh and it's great. And it's all true, but it's more importantly, though, is that first side of the coin, which is the reason why it's so important to have that second side, right? So the first side of the coin, well, I'll just do a quick story. I'll be quick, I promise. So I was a freshman in high school. It's the first snow day of the year. My mom comes out to the garage. There's a bunch of noise, and I'm busy hooking up a sled to my bike because it is my job that day to bring the snowblower to the place where we would play street hockey. Because I had the month of January for the snowblower. Another person has, the phone tree. Another person has like we all bring $1 each week or to make sure we can pay for goalie equipment. This is just a neighborhood group of kids. It was a pretty intricate setup. That is not how we live today. And it's not good or bad, but it is important to point out that there are some holes in our practices because we don't have these types of situations occur anymore. Now we have a lot of structure put in place by parents, a lot of AAU teams or teams that are all kind of organized, selected by parents. There's no picking of teams. That's already been done. Everyone's already ordered all the uniforms. Again, the level of sport, whether it be baseball or basketball or whatever, is probably higher. There's no doubt. But there's something lost in translation because there's no problem solving going on for the kids. In fact, I have a lot of students in my school that 4th grade, 5th grade, they go out to play and they don't know how to pick teams. There's no eeny, meeny, miny, mo. There's no, grab the baseball bat and put the hand on top. There's no my mother and your mother were hanging up. None of that happens anymore. They don't pick teams. In fact, I'd even go as far to say they don't even know why it's important to have fair teams. Like, if you can get an advantage, if you can stack the deck, you should, because winning is the goal. Not realizing that when you don't have fair teams, winning isn't difficult, it's an inevitability. It's like cheating at solitaire, So all those things kind of led us to some discussion with our school, through our school improvement process, through discussions we had as a staff, that we were missing some pieces of what kids used to do and how they don't do that anymore and what that means for our learning today. A lot more accountability, a lot more measurement, and when you get measurement, You say, oh, there's the problem, and you focus in on it. You try to do things to solve that particular problem, and you miss the, what I'll call side dishes of learning. So we're going to talk a little bit about that here. So this is a plaque that hangs outside, or is in the wall outside of the gym at Eddy Elementary, 1939. If you look at some of the people in the Board of Education, those names might sound a little familiar. But the quote at the top is what I wanted to look at. Knowledge begins in wonder. When is the last time that we've allowed kids space in their mind to wonder? Not to know, not, hey, we got to get through this curriculum, but to sit and just wonder. There's got to be space, even boredom for a moment, to be able to wonder about something. This is a quote, and I'm going to try to say the last name appropriately, from Laurice Malaguzzi, I think. There's a museum outside of Rochester, New York, called the Strong's Museum of Play, and a lot of it is based off of his educational theories and philosophies. I won't read the whole quote, but a part of it is, it is a crucial feeling which must be reinforced so that the pleasure survives even when reality may prove that learning, knowing, and understanding involve difficulty and effort. Difficulty and effort are something that we're familiar with linking to learning. Hard work, working, like grit, rigor, those kind of words are used all the time. How do we let the joy of learning survive through that process? How do we keep play in our day? So this is a chart of the types of things you can do to how play helps to incite learning. Anticipation, surprise, pleasure, understanding, strength, poise. So those are all kind of headings of ways that you can utilize playing as a learning tool. Some of these quotes I enjoy, in particular the one that says, a child loves his play not because it's easy, but because it's hard. Kids love to be authentically challenged, truly challenged. This was hard. They can see right through the sham of getting an award that they know they didn't work real hard to get. You know, they know that. So it's the hard play that they really actually appreciate. So when we maximize surface area for targeted learning, we minimize untargeted learning, or side dishes. Now, we worked really hard at having learning targets. Those are important, but when we only focus on those, it leaves a gap, a vacuum, and untargeted learning, it's the hundreds of ways that your brain learns, even when you're unaware of the learning. Because our brain is always in a natural state to actively learn, to take in all kinds of pieces of information and process them. And when we do that in such an organized, focused way, it takes a lot of other things out of the picture. Let me show you what I mean. A handful of years ago, we looked at some M-STEP data, state data, that talked about how our students were really having a hard time with the idea of force and motion, science concept that fifth grade focuses on. So this is a canoeing activity that our fifth graders did that looks at force and motion. Great, super fun. I mean, yes, it takes a lot of time. They go out for a whole day and go to this camp for the day, do a number of different things, but force and motion is something that they take a look at. That's the targeted learning. But here's the untargeted learning. Communication skills. Anyone who's ever gone canoeing with a spouse knows exactly what I'm talking about. Overcoming adversity and fear. Understanding the idea, you work harder, you go faster. You think hard and communicate, and you go faster still, as well as the very natural consequence of poor planning and execution has real and soggy consequences. That is a reality that is probably even as valuable as the targeted learning, if not more so. When you focus on targeted learning in the classroom and try to get kids to understand the concepts of force and motion, you can get them to accomplish that. When you do it in a playful way, you get all this kind of side knowledge that they gain through those experiences, through having fun, and their brain is ready to soak up the force and motion targeted activity as well. This is also fifth grade looking at the colonial economic differences among the regions, where they lived had to do with what, tobacco in the south, manufacturing in the north. So this is some role playing that they were a part of at that same camp. Again, helping to bring the idea of playful learning into view. This is our Turkey Time book review. This was something that kids did to show that we actually value what they think about books. So each feather is a book review that I really like this book, this is why. They give us evidence, they put it up there, we put it in the hallway, and every student in our school, we had actually have 2 turkeys because it just got a little ridiculous. But each one had a feather that had a book review on it. Again, playful way to say that what you read and what you think about what you're reading is important. Again, role playing, Thanksgiving Day play that the kindergarten puts on with their feast, so on and so forth. Spelling bee winners. I was kind of maybe a little harsh on competition earlier when I talked about AAU and all this stuff. The fact is that when you make competition a part of learning, it shouldn't be the only part of learning, but I know for a fact that these kids worked really hard on their spelling words to make sure that when they went out there and stood in front of everybody, they could take pride in how they presented themselves. Performing arts do the same thing. Hey, if someone is checking on you every 8 weeks, that's my signal. There we go. That it's important that they they're on display, so make it count. This picture part of it is the fun part. You will always pick, oh, it's so great, but it isn't. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and honestly, there's a risk that my teachers are willing to take to set aside time and effort to trust the fact that good education allows time for play, allows time for wonder, and allows, and that good learning will be the outcome of it, even if it isn't as targeted as we once wanted it to be. This is kindergarten at Walcott Farm. The dissection, that is a little grimy, but Superintendent Sabula was there, watched the kids pump up lungs and look at the circulatory system and respiratory system in a very hands-on way. And then some economic things from Marine City. Actually, their students came over and did some work with kids with finances and things like that, talking about opportunity cost, saving for the future, so on and so forth. And then our 4th grade assembly line project with different colored crayons and putting them in boxes. Again, a hands-on activity to really help them understand how the Henry Ford process was very groundbreaking. And then finally, Mrs. Galvin, who does a tremendous job of storytelling and brings in, stuffed owls and all kinds of stuffed animals and makes these stories come alive for the kids. So we've been attempting to find the fun in our learning. It's not easy, and you actually have to look pretty hard sometimes. Not because learning isn't fun, but because sometimes our education process does a really great job of squeezing all that out of there because we're busy measuring, I'll leave a quote from Albert Einstein. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. That's not necessarily a bad thing about schools, but the imprint that is going on is what's important, and having kids take time to wonder about their world around them is an underrated activity. So we're looking forward to continuing in that regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rick.
Any questions? Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Next item on our agenda is our consent agenda. Motion is needed for approval of minutes. Regular Board of Education meeting February 26, 2018. Regular Board of Education meeting March 26, 2018. Approval of payment of bills. Financial statement. Schedule of investments.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So carried. Next, recognition of persons wishing to address the board. I have one card from the Board of Education's favorite, Nancy Mott, cheerleader.
Did you set an alarm for yourself like Red?
No, should I?
Untargeted learning, self-awareness.
Somebody will just tell me when to stop, I assume. Hi, my name is Nancy Mott. I'm a middle school math teacher at St. Clair Middle School, proud member of the ECA, here to tell you about cool things that are happening in our classrooms. Not only do we excel in the area of athletics at East China School District, we also excel in our classrooms. You will be amazed at some of the things that you hear today, and I'm here happy to share them with you. First, second, and third grade students are putting on a musical performance titled Kindness is Cool. Since the theme at Gearing Elementary this year is to be kind, they thought they would reinforce spreading kindness by singing, dancing, and playing musical instruments. Come and see the show that's going to be on April 26th at 2:30 at Gearing. That's under the direction of Shelley Sulecki. The early childhood special education preschool students in Michelle Davis's classroom are incubating 17 bantam chicken eggs that are due to hatch on May 2nd. Eddy fourth graders collected donations for the Bluewater Humane Society. Tammy Rowling led the way, inviting director of the shelter, Katie Phelan, to come to Eddy to pick up the donations and to tell us about the importance the Humane Society plays in our community. She even brought one of her friends along, Luna, so the kids could see that in action. All of the third graders at Pine River Elementary were entered into a national schools poetry contest sponsored by the Young American Poetry Digest. We are happy and very excited to announce that 22 of the third graders at Pine River were chosen to have their poetry published in the next edition of the Young American Poetry Digest. They are very proud of their pioneers at Pine River. Mrs. Ross's classes at Maincity Middle School are learning about ancient Greece. Students enjoyed performing skits about the Persian battles this past Thursday. Imagine the Persian battles in Maincity Middle School classrooms. Amanda Volt, financial management teacher at St. Clair High School, is proud to announce that St. Clair High School was recently recognized as one of the top 100 best high schools teaching personal finance by an organization that is called WISE. They develop financial literacy and readiness for college and careers in young adults. St. Clair High School ranked number 7 out of the mid-sized schools in the nation. Wow. Number 7 in the nation. Students from St. Clair Middle School's Spanish 1 classes, under the direction of Nicole Flynn, traveled to the Detroit Institute of Arts in March to view the original works of many famous Spanish-speaking artists whose works reside at the DIA. Students begin with a tour of the courtyard that the Diego Rivera painted on commission from the Henry Ford family. They then traveled through the museum, finding multiple pieces of artwork by Spanish-speaking artists. I have photos, but you can't see them. Okay? Maincity Middle School Festival Choir, Maincity High School Festival Choir, and Maincity High School Chorale all earned first division ratings at the choir festival. More photos. Students are preparing for a May 17th concert featuring the high school choirs and including middle school choirs for a very special concert finale. Maincity Middle School will also have their own concert on June 6th. Additionally, huge congratulations go out to Gabby Menke, Mary Jane Francis, and Cassidy Mandel for their fantastic performances at the State Solo and Ensemble Festival. Final ratings were Gabby received a 1, Mary Jane received a 2, and Cassidy received a 1. All 3 of these students had nearly perfect sight reading scores, and Gabby earned a perfect performance score of 30. This is under the direction of Bert Van Dyke. Julie Gunderson, first grade teacher at Bell River Elementary, received a $300 grant from the St. Clair Women's League to fund her blanket project for next year. I don't know if you remember me telling you about the blanket project where the kids first graders made them. And because of this grant money, she's going to be able to expand it to include the other 2 first grades at Bell River. They are very excited to continue this project. The first graders at Bell River also have been busy this month studying history in their social studies units. The Port Huron Museum visited at Bell River and taught them about what life was like in pioneer times. They dressed up and participated in several activities such as candle dipping, tin punching, quill writing, quilt making, and probably their favorite, ice cream making. Former Bell River custodian, father, and grandfather, Rick Furtaw, visited with his old-fashioned bicycle. Mr. and Mr. Blanchard, Mr. and Mr. Blanchard, excuse me, both Bell River parent and grandparent, brought and demonstrated a Civil War cannon. No worries, cannonballs were made of bread. Jason Perrin, AP chemistry teacher at St. Clair High School, has a huge shout out to all of the St. Clair High School AP chemistry students that are working hard daily to prepare for their AP exams coming up March 7th. Jan Cornish, PE teacher at Gearing and Palms Elementary, says that Palm and Gearing's walk/fitness clubs are rocking it. Oodles of students are participating and racking up big-time mileage. Also, their 4th and 5th graders at Gearing and Palms are flexing their muscles on the President's Challenge fitness tests. Strong minds and sound bodies are their goals. Under the direction of Sue Day and other 5th grade teachers at Eddy Elementary, this is the 10th year the 5th grade has coordinated Earth Day bags with Neiman's. They pick up Neiman's brown paper bags, then each student in the school decorates one bag with an Earth Day slogan and a suggestion to communicate to the public about the importance of taking care of the earth. When they return the decorated bags to Neiman's, they distribute them on Earth Day or until they run out. So if you were shopping recently at Neiman's and you got a brown paper bag, it was probably decorated from a student at Eddy. The kindergarten class of Darcy Snyder at Pine River has teamed up with Mrs. Beach's 5th grade class to create a Genius Hour project. Over the last several weeks, they have been meeting once or twice a week to work on the project. Genius Hour is a movement that allows students to explore their own passions and encourages creativity in the classroom. It provides students a choice in what they learn during a set period of time during the school day. Kindergarten students chose a topic they were interested in and developed a big question. Then, with the help of their 5th grade buddy, they researched their topic to find the answer to their driving question and learn about facts about their chosen topic. Students chose how they wanted to present their findings to share their newfound knowledge with others. The 5th graders did an amazing job mentoring and guiding the kindergartners through this process. Students learned a lot, and the best part, or one of the best parts, the friendships they made along the way. Mrs. Schneider and Mrs. Beach are very excited to share their learning next week and have invited parents to see their child's Genius Hour presentation. Middle school and high school artwork from St. Clair, Marine City, and Riverview East is currently on display at the St. Clair Art Association. If you get a chance to stop by there before May 5th, you will see some of the amazing talent we have in our local schools. Numerous awards were given to our students, but the best of show at the middle school level belonged to one of our students at St. Clair Middle School, 6th grader Eric Kaminsky. Congratulations to all of the talented artists we have in the East China School District. Marine City Middle School 7th and 8th grade bands, under the direction of Kathleen Fox, participated in their own solo and ensemble event on Thursday, April 19th. They had 3 clinicians come in and listen to the students perform small ensembles. Each group was given a rating of excellent, very good, or fair, and medals for their efforts. The students did a fantastic job, and they worked very hard to get ready for this event. Christina Malberg and Kika Milligan are putting together a night for creative minds at Bell River on May 17th and at Palms on May 10th. There will be ice cream, individual artwork from all students K through 5, and work from Spanish students in grades 2 through 5. There will also be a chance for families to paint a rock for the family garden. Everyone is super excited about this, and so are all of the students and parents. K through 5 art students from Pine River and Gearing will have their art on display at the Studio 1219 Elementary Art Show from May 4th to May 28th in Port Huron. Those art students are under the direction of Dana Wilson. Hot off the press from this just today, from the Michigan Social Studies Olympiad, we had several state champions from our school district, and I apologize if I mispronounced their name. In the elementary division, in a historical TV newscast, winning a gold medal from Bell River Elementary were Annalise Ming and Benjamin Van Buskirk. Yes. In the poster artistic contest, a Gearing Elementary student named Jackson Chang also won a gold medal in the state. Posters making a storyboard, we had a bronze medalist from Bell River named Cameron Augusta, and we had a gold medalist from Bell River named Molly Coppins. Also at the elementary level, in primary document journal category, we had a bronze medalist from Bell River named Madison Mackey, and we had a gold medalist from Eddy named Gracie Picklehot. In the quilt-a-thon, we had 2 students place gold and silver. Winning a silver medal from Eddy Elementary was Keely Bardecki, and winning a gold medal from Eddy was Amelia Morgalek. In the intermediate or middle school division, the category was current events editorial essay, and we had Grace Mars from Marine City Middle School win a gold medal. Rounding out our intermediate or middle school division, we had Madeline Card, a St. Clair Middle School student, win a bronze medal in photojournalism, as well as a gold medal in primary document journaling. So you can see that because of our social studies teachers throughout our district, our students are doing wonderful things at the state level. Thank you.
Thanks, Nancy.
Next item at 7, information, discussions, and items. We're going to start with B, Chartwells contract renewal. Julie Humphrey.
MDE has approved East China's request to renew our food service management contract with Chartwells. This is a renewal. We have a 1-year contract for 4 one-year renewals, and this is our last renewal in that 4 years. And Julie is here if we have any questions regarding the renewal for this year.
Hearing none.
Any questions?
Okay. Next item, St. Clair High School, Marine City High School, HVAC controls replacement. Mr. Kirk Gazelka.
Kirk is here for 3 approvals this evening. The HVAC controls replacement for St. Clair High School, Marine City High School, Pine River flooring renovations, and Bell River roofing project. They were all in your board packet, but he is here this evening if anyone has any questions on any of those 3 projects, sinking fund projects.
Kirk, could we just have you speak to the joining all of the HVAC systems together and the benefit for the school district?
Sure. The benefit and the objective of this project is, as you know in the presentation that I gave last month, or actually 2 months ago now, there's 3 different types of control systems at each of the high schools right now. And so this project would bring that down to 2 types of controls at each high school, by which it would be eliminating the oldest and most outdated DOS-based system that I showed you. So that would get that out of our 2 high schools and allow us a much better control of the temperature and the environment for the students. So those are the 2 areas where we've really been struggling the most, especially this time of year with these temperatures. You know, we're basically forced to shut the boiler off and turn it back on at the school right now to try to regulate the temperature, and it's you know, it's not a good way, and this project is going to help us control that environment better for the students, and it'll take us down to 2 types of controls instead of 3 at each of the buildings. It'll provide online 24/7 access for me and the HVAC technician to monitor it, make adjustments, and so it's really a significant improvement.
Great. Anybody else have any questions for us? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kirk.
Next item is our bond sale. This is Tina Thrift.
Good evening, President Buer, trustees. This is unusual. Tonight I am bringing you good news from the Finance Department. We experienced a successful bond sale today, but just to remind you, on February 26th, you authorized the issuance of bonds designated as the 2018 school bonds, Series 2, with the intentions of purchasing approximately 10 buses. The Series 2 bond was for $1.2 million with a maturity date of 7 years or fiscal year 2025-26. Today was the bond opening. It was at 1:30. Present during the bond opening was our bond legal counsel, Christopher Imarino with Troon, our financial bond counsel, R.J. Naughton, Suzanne Sibula, and myself. We went into this bid bond opening with the anticipation of rates coming in at about 3.15%. It also was communicated to us that a local district opened their bonds that was just under $1 million. Their rates came in at 3.52%. And the exciting news is we received two bids today. The first one from Robert W. Baird and Company, and it had a true bond cost of 2.162%. Did I say that correctly? 2.62%. The second bid was from Raymond James and Associates with a true interest cost of 2.82%. So that was considerably less than our surrounding districts. Mm-hmm. The difference was we had a state qualified bond, just like the surrounding district did. However, we chose to obtain a credit rating, and they did not. So that attracted lower bids. The estimated millage impact to our 2018 debt millage is just over 1/10 of a mil. It's anywhere like from $5 to $7 per year based on $50,000 taxable value. So to complete this bond sale, there's an updated resolution that's been provided to you tonight, and it will require your approval. The resolution is awarding the low net interest cost bid to Robert W. Baird and Company. Is there any questions on the bid process?
Anybody with questions? Okay. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Tina.
Item G, PA 152 of 2011, Resolution 8020, deferred from March. This is Tina Thrift.
This was a resolution that was deferred from the last board meeting to obtain a quorum at this board meeting. It's for the health insurance. Tina, would you like to take a moment and just give it a quick explanation?
So the PA 152 requires that the board annually elect a hard cap rate or a 80-20. Last year, the board did elect an 80-20. If the board did not follow that same process this year, we would incur a financial burden. So it is administration's recommendation that we continue with the 80-20 election for this year beginning with July 1st.
Before we go into our board action items, Mrs. Saibula, would you mind just touching base on A?
Sure. Kevin Miller, you're not in the room, are you? Hiding somewhere, maybe? It's in each of your board packets. It's Kevin was planning to be here this evening to present their budget proposal for RISA. He'll present it this board meeting, and the next board meeting you'll take a vote on it. And if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to take that back to Mr. Miller. Actually, Dr. Miller.
So we're not going to vote on it tonight?
Without him here
Okay.
to answer your questions, unless if you're okay with the vote this evening, I think he'd appreciate that, but if you'd like him in front of you to answer questions, we'll reschedule for his explanation.
What's the board feel?
I wouldn't have a problem just continuing.
Okay.
And voting?
We approved this last year, didn't we?
Yes.
I have no problem just
Okay,
taking care
great.
of it.
Yeah,
There's
they'll
nothing-
I
appreciate
think really
that.
the idea is just that it's presented to us so that if
Okay.
we did have a concern, we could share it.
Correct. Okay,
Which I'm
thank
sure
you.
we still can.
Yes. Thank you.
Our vote doesn't have any bearing on what they
No.
end up doing anyway.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's just showing support
Yep.
to what they're doing. All right, we'll start on item 8, board action agenda items. Recommended action per administration recommendation, the Board of Education approves the RESA budget resolution as read, indicating that you have reviewed and supported the SCCRESA budget for 2018-19. Motion needed.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Frank,
Support.
support by Mrs. Biebuck. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so carried. Item B, recommendation. Per administration recommendation, the Board of Education approves the bid of Building Automated Systems and Services Incorporated in the amount of $594,861 for the HVAC controls project at Maincity High School and St. Clair High School. Motion is needed.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Comments or questions? I just have one in that these funds are coming out of our sinking funds? Correct. Is that correct? For all of this funding, so?
Yes, for all the projects.
Okay. All those in favor? Oh.
I do, I just,
Yep.
Kirk, where are they located? And have we dealt with this company before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they're actually the company that the district has used in the past for upgrading our control systems. They're
Okay.
the same systems we're currently using in most of our
So
buildings.
they're familiar with the buildings?
Yes, and it's the common system that we prefer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So carried. Recommendation action. Per administration recommendation, the Board of Education approves the bid by M.L. Schroeder Construction in the amount of $126,800 for the front reception desk and carpeting replacement at Pine River Elementary.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Frank,
Support.
support by Mrs. Biebuck. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. So carried. Item D, per administration recommendation, the Board of Education approves the bid by Bloom Roofing Systems in the amount of $146,000 for the roof replacement at Bell River Elementary School.
So moved.
Moved by
Support.
Mrs. Weefor, supported by Mrs. Frank. Comments or questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So carried. Per administration recommendation, the Board of Education approves the sale and refinancing bonds as described in the resolution read tonight.
So moved.
Support. Moved by Mrs. People, supported by Mr. Mullane. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Per administration recommendation, the Board of Education approves the resolution as presented and read to elect to comply with the Act 152, 2001 by not paying more than 80% of the total annual costs of the medical benefits plans by the district officers and contributes for its employees.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Frank,
Support.
support by Mrs. Biebuck. Comments or questions?
Mr. President, I'm going to abstain from voting because I stand to personally benefit from the motion.
Okay,
I'll abstain as well.
understand. Any other comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstention?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved and carried. Items for next board meeting, the SCCASB Scholarship Awards and the Community Foundation. With that, we stand adjourned. Thank you so much.